Congressional Turkish Caucus. Not many people know that much about Turkish Americans, and the caucus has grown dramatically in the last couple of years. And we're proud to have one of the co-founders of the caucus, Congressman Ed Whitfield, who will be saying a few remarks, followed by the other co-chairs of the caucus. But I want to congratulate Congressman Whitfield and his other co-chairs. Congresswoman Foxx is here, then Congressman Cohen and Conley will be coming very shortly. It's been a pleasure working with you, and our intent is just to ensure that there's balanced dialogue in Congress and try to create win-win situations for everybody. But it's enough for me to say right now. We're short for time, so if I may ask Congressman Whitfield to come to the podium, and we'll have followed by Congresswoman Foxx. And we're also honored to have the Turkish ambassador to the United States, His Excellency Namık Tan, and he'll say a few words after the remarks by the co-chairs. So, Congressman Whitfield, please.
Thank you. Lincoln, thank you very much, and I want to thank all of you for taking time from your busy schedules to joining us this evening. I know that many of you we're over in the Cannon building today between 12 and 2, and we had a big crowd there. And I think it is important that we do remember that this does represent the 10th year of the formation of the Turkish Caucus. And for those of you who were not here 10 years ago, I would just briefly say that former General Jack Keane and David Petraeus both were recommending that we try to form a caucus with Turkey, representing Turkey's interest, and of course Ambassador Kandemir at that time, Ambassador Baki Ilkin as well. But since then we've grown this caucus. Now I know we have over 100 members. Before the election in Virginia, I think we had over 125 or so, and we anticipate to reach that level again soon. This is an important caucus because the relationship between the U.S. and Turkey goes without saying. I can tell you that just for the Iraq War, for example, about 80% of the material of the U.S. troops has gone through Turkey. So, but not only because of what's going on in Iraq, but economic, cultural exchanges that we've had and the relationships that we've been able to build with the other Turkish members of parliament, both the AK Party and the Minority Party. I think all of those exchanges goes to strengthen this important relationship between Turkey and the U.S. I would also say that I think I've been very fortunate to have had the opportunity to serve with people like Virginia Foxx, who has been an outstanding leader in the relationships between Turkey and the U.S., as well as Jerry Connolly, and also most recently Steve Cohen. I would be remiss if I didn't just briefly mention Robert Wexler, because Robert was one of the early co-founders of this caucus, and without him we never could have made it work. So, Ambassador, we look forward to working with you as we continue forward. We thank you for your great leadership for your country, and Lincoln, thank you all for helping organize this, and let's all remember this is an important caucus. We want to get more members, and we are going to have a vibrant future as we move forward. So thank you very much.
Now it's my honor to introduce Congresswoman Virginia Foxx from North Carolina.
Thanks. Thank you. No, it's okay. Well, I'm really glad that Ed Whitfield could be here tonight and mention a little bit about the history of the caucus, and that we could say thank you to him for the work that he did 10 years ago with Robert Wexler and the other folks in forming the Turkish Caucus. We've certainly all have benefited from it. I know that many folks here have been involved in the last 2 or 3 years, since particularly we've had Lincoln McCurdy and other folks associated with the Turkish Coalition, the Turkish Cultural Center, and the folks who've really taken an interest in forming better relations with the United States and Turkey, but more importantly, between the people who are associated with the Congress here and with the Parliament in Turkey. And nobody has done a better job of fostering those relations and making sure that there's a wide swath of people in the United States who become more familiar with Turkey and the importance of our relationship than Lincoln and the folks who work with him. And I really think they deserve a big applause. Lots of folks are here, so please give them an applause. Güler. I think most of you know I got involved with this. People wonder all the time why I got involved. And if you haven't heard, my son-in-law is Turkish, and I became interested in Turkey 20 years ago and have maintained that interest. I had that interest before I came to Congress, and it has only been heightened since I have been here. I have introduced resolutions related to Turkish Republic Day and other things since I've been here, and been supported by other members of Congress. But I want to say that those of us in the caucus want to do all that we can to foster good relations between Turkey and the United States, and to help not just educate ourselves but others about that relationship and about the history and culture of Turkey. And I want to say that this display today, I think, has been one of the best I have seen, as well as the charts that have been put up. And I don't know of another caucus in the Congress that has been more active in educating members and people and staff about the importance of Turkey and the history of Turkey. And my hope is that we'll be encouraging more and more people to visit Turkey, but particularly to learn Turkey's history, because it does have an impact on us, and we do relate to Turkey's history a lot, especially when we talk about the sites that are important to those of us who are Christians. The sites have been very important. So I want to say thank you all for coming tonight, and I hope that if you haven't had a chance to visit Turkey, that you will look for a way to visit, and if there's anything that you need information about, that you will seek that information, and believe me, they'll find a connection to whatever it is you're interested in that has a base in Turkey and Turkish history. So thanks again to all of you for coming. Thanks.
Thank you, Congressman Foxx. Now we have Congressman Steve Cohen, who just arrived.
It's an honor for me to serve with them as a co-chair of the caucus, and to try to do what we can to work with the ambassador, our wonderful ambassador, to continue good relations with the United States and Turkey. As important of a bilateral relationship as exists in these days of crisis in the Middle East. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm a smart man not to stay between the food and the drink and your mouths. Have fun.
Thank you, Congressman Cohen.